Do you know that once we had spent 2 years identifying the best performing companies in America down to a short list of fewer than 20 companies, myself and my research team began sending letters and autographed copies of my previous books to these companies, informing them that they were one of the best performing companies on the planet, and we wanted to feature them in my upcoming book. You know what? Every one of them responded by saying, "No, we don't want to be in your book." In fact, it took a whirlwind cross-country tour with myself on bended knee to gain the cooperation of all these companies. Why didn't they want to be in the book? Well, I'll tell you why. Most importantly, none of them really saw themselves as leaders or great managers. They just didn't see themselves that way. It's a fascinating question. What separates good managers from great managers and great leaders? Well, once we gain the cooperation of these people and begin spending considerable amounts of time with them and inside their companies, we began noticing that the people who lead and manage America's best performing companies are truly cut from a very different piece of cloth. The first thing that we discovered was this: great managers share, not hoard, information. Unfortunately, in many companies, information is hoarded and it's traded like currency. I'll trade this bit of information I have or this bit of knowledge in return for you getting behind my proposal, or I'll use this to get a promotion. Inside all of America's best performing companies, we found that all information has been totally democratized and it's available to everyone. So, number one, information is shared. Number two, we were amazed at the accessibility of these leaders. They didn't sit in big corner suites of office with all kinds of assistants trying to keep the people and the riffraff out. In fact, they would spend at least 50% of their time walking the hallways, walking the shop floors, walking the campus, actively involved on a day-to-day basis with the people that work there, stopping to answer questions, seeing as being involved. So great managers and leaders are accessible. The next thing we noticed is that all of the leadership teams of all of America's best performing companies would rather do nothing else than be with customers. Now, I'm not talking about going out for the once-a-year celebratory golf tournament or going out for a lunch with the client after the deal is signed. I'm talking about spending their time in the trenches, actually calling on customers, keeping their hands dirty. We also found that great leaders stand for something. There's 3 or 4 things that they believe, guiding principles they have, what's right or what's wrong, and it's absolutely non-negotiable. The other thing we noticed about all these great leaders is they get rid of superficial distinctions. Do you know that in 18 months inside the best performing companies in America, we didn't find one tie? Not one tie. We didn't find the suits dressing one way, mid-management dressing another way, and then the real worker bees, wearing their wear from Target and Walmart. We found that dress was also democratized. Everybody was wearing khakis and polo shirts, and everybody looked like everybody else. What else separates good managers from great managers? Well, great managers and leaders are coaches and mentors. They love to teach. But the most important difference between good managers and great managers and leaders is that each of them feels called to serve. I remember looking at the people who had the best performing companies in America and saying, look, you're worth billions of dollars. You're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you do? And in each case, they responded the same way, by looking at me and saying, Jason, this company has provided me more opportunity to grow personally, professionally, and financially than I ever thought possible. Why am I here? I have no choice but to be here to make sure that those opportunities exist for other people. If you're ready to make that big move from being a good manager or a good leader to a great manager or a great leader, well, follow the recipe put forth by America's best performing companies. Share information. Be accessible. Keep your hands dirty. Stand for something. Get rid of superficial distinctions. Coach and mentor. And every day, ask yourself, why do I really do what I do? And if the answer is because you have to, you're on the right path to great leadership. Thanks.